are starting unit number 4. I grabbed the wrong book, didn't I? This says 3, but we are starting unit number 4, and this unit is called Our Life, Our World. So I want you to listen to this big idea for this unit.
The big idea. How do different environments make the world an interesting place? Oh, what a world. Oh, what a world. What a wonderful place. Spinning round and round in space. Desert winds blow to and fro. Deep, wide rivers ripple, flow. Mountain tops wear caps of snow. Lush green jungles grow and grow. Oh, what a world. What a wonderful place. Spinning round and round in space. By George Samos.
Oh, you just have to circle it.
All right. So, oh, what a world. Who can tell me
So you were right. You just have
what
to
he
circle it.
just read? What is that called?
And then
What did he just
circle the
read?
number
What is
that's
that
greater.
called?
So you just need to circle them.
Tyson, do you know?
You were right. You just didn't circle it.
You do forget the name of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Kaden, what did he just read? What is that
Okay,
called?
so this has
Starts with a P.
how many hundreds, tens, and
Wait,
ones?
oh, I remember.
Looks like this is one.
No, good
I-
guess though.
300,
Tyson, do you
right?
remember?
Paragraph.
No, good guess though. Not a paragraph. What was this
So-
whole thing called, Wyatt?
That should be
Not
zero,
a
and this should
page.
be.
Addie?
Oh, what? Because these are all hundreds, right?
Riley, do you remember?
Darn, I just lost
So is there any ones?
Wyatt? It's a
So
poem.
0, right?
Do you remember how we talked about poems?
yeah.
And how
Yeah.
poems are, they have different stanzas and they have words that rhyme at the
Look
end
at all
of
those
each
rhymes.
line.
What?
So this
Girl?
is a poem. And this poem is talking about our world. And that is what we're learning about all in this unit.
Maybe scroll forward.
Okay.
Circle the long
So let's
E.
see what we're gonna learn this
Phone
week.
E.
So this week, our essential
Erase
question
that.
is, what makes different parts of the world different? Let's read about new places.
New places.
And then you circle. the
Have you
line,
ever
right?
been to a forest? This region offers tall trees
Or
and many
underline the
plants
line.
and animals. There are many different regions around the world. Here are a few. Deserts, polar regions,
So
prairies.
this one, lean.
Talk about it.
What rhymes with
What
lean?
is it like where you live? Talk to a partner about your location.
Lean.
Write your ideas on the web.
All right, Mrs. Murphy is going to do the web on the board. So I want you to think, in our region where we live, do we live in a desert? Do we live in a polar region where it's really cold? No.
That's down.
There's.
Do we
so
live
you
in a
need to put this in
rainforest?
standard form, so before
Do
hundreds,
we
you
live
need to do 2
in
zeros.
like a jungle?
No, definitely no.
What do we live in? What's our region? Who knows what
And
it's
then how
called?
many tens?
What do you think, Kaden?
20, so be 2 0. And then the 1.
Don't know? Okay,
No, that's
but are you
right.
gonna tell me what our region's like?
1.
Don't know what even is.
A region is an area. That's a really good question.
That's what I was
So
gonna say.
Kaden says, I don't even know what a region really is. A region is like an area.
Another was
So if you think of Minnesota and where we live in our area, what is it like where we live?
You could say
Ellie?
he has. He has. Or she
So,
has.
Ellie says we
Then it
have
would be
winter,
'Cause you can't say I
and in the
have.
winter we have snow.
It'd be I have, right?
Our region has snow. Now, if we were in Florida or Texas or Arizona,
Perfect.
in the winter, do they get snow?
No.
It gets warm. Sometimes not too hot, but it stays warm. They don't get snow, not very often.
Oh, this
Now,
one you just
in
need to
our
underline
region,
the
where we live, Minnesota, we get snow. So tell Mrs. Murphy more about our region, where we live. What is our weather like? Addie?
Well, our weather can be like really, really hot where we can't really go outside.
Okay, so is that in the summertime? Okay, so summer, it can get hot.
At least we have water to swim in.
Okay. Kaden?
Tornado.
Tornadoes. So in the summertime, we can get tornadoes.
In the summer, I didn't.
Doesn't say
And in
that,
the
but
spring and
they all
fall,
sound
can't
right.
we?
I
Well,
think they're fine.
more spring than fall.
Well, you can't get in the winter.
Riley.
Definitely not. Blizzard.
Blizzard, good job. So in the winter,
Good job.
we can have snow, we can have, let's go off this way, blizzard.
Thank you.
Or tornado, blizzard,
We already have tornado. Aria, did you forget Aria? Okay, I'll come back to you when you have it, okay? What? A snowstorm, so maybe snow and we can get a storm. I did add a couple seasons just to help us out. Liz, what do you think?
It's kind of hard to say. Oh, in Africa.
No, we want Minnesota, our region.
Oh.
Our region, okay? Where we live in Minnesota.
Okay, I got it. Cool.
Well, it's cool. How about cool? It's not too cold, but we'll put cool in the fall, right? Yep. All right. LES,
Thunder.
we get thunder. Should we put like, can I put that more under spring? We get like thunderstorms. Because we need to get rain.
Miss Murphy, maybe you should put on every single one because it happens on.
It can, yep.
Yeah, so put on every single one.
Well, I'll just put it, and I'll just,
Thunder.
I can just kind of connect them
Rain.
like that.
Oh.
Will that work?
Hey, and winter.
Not in winter though. I didn't connect thunderstorm.
Oh yeah.
Eden.
Texas is the biggest state in our country.
Well, I think Alaska might be a little bit bigger. And that's what we're gonna learn about this week is Alaska.
What?
So, land-wise, size-wise, I think Alaska is a little bit bigger. But I might have to look that up here, because I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure.
What about California?
That doesn't mean.
Wait,
LEA, or, yeah, LEA.
there could be rainbows in the summer.
In the summer? Good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it under rain, okay?
Yeah.
Because you have to have rain
It's
to
done raining.
a rainbow.
Rainbow comes.
Okay, I'm gonna take a couple more and then we're gonna move on to our read aloud. Tyson,
Earthquake.
do you think we get earthquakes too?
No, that's in
Actually-
Africa.
Not here, we don't get earthquakes in Minnesota. It could happen, but not very often. And if you do feel it, it's very little. Addie, last one.
We can get like really bad lightning sometimes.
So thunderstorms with rain and lightning, definitely. Now I know we're missing quite a bit of other details to ours, but we're going to move on so that we can learn a little bit more about some other regions.
I have one that we can have.
Tyson?
Oh, it's already on the board.
Oh, it's already on the board. Okay. How about Kaden? Did you have one last one?
Thunder.
Thunders. So I think we can add that one. Hold on a second.
Thunderstorms.
Thunderstorms. We can just maybe underline thunder.
We have tomatoes on there.
Yes, we have tornadoes on the board. Okay, so now our read aloud today is going to talk about the regions. You guys had a good question. What is a region? Our read aloud today will talk about regions. And so the first region we're going to start with. So see this map up here? This is the United States right up here. Canada's above us. Mexico's below us. They're in the yellow. The first region we're going to talk about, let me look here. Actually, this one's just going to talk about the regions, but you can see we're in the Midwestern states. We're in the pink right here. Minnesota's right up here. Okay? All right. Actually, this one, I looked down here. New England states. So I think this card, now that I look at it more, is gonna talk about the New England states that are way over to the east by the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean.
By us.
Why?
I think I saw on my map, my United States map, like England is like right here.
Well, the country England? No, like the New England states? They could be kind of in that area, but I know on this map they're saying that they're more up in here.
Because that's
Maine, yeah, Maine is up there, you're right. Good job, Maine is one of them. All right, so let's listen to this, read aloud the New England states.
Where do you live? What makes the regions of our country different? Look around the United States. You will see mountains, plains, and valleys. You will see forests and deserts. There are oceans, rivers, and lakes. The United States is divided into 7 main parts called regions. Each region is made up of states that are alike in many ways. This map shows the regions. The northeastern New England region has a rocky coast along the Atlantic Ocean. Many harbors can be found here, including the large and busy harbor in Boston, Massachusetts. There are green valleys and mountains covered with tall trees. Much of the land is too rocky to grow crops. The hills and mountains are beautiful to look at, though. Many people visit this region to see the trees change colors in the fall. Sweet maple syrup is made from the sugar maple trees here.
All right, so one vocabulary word they use is harbors. Who knows what a harbor is? Brooklyn?
it's like I don't know what it is. It's kind of like a farmer like holding crops.
You're thinking of harvest. I want harbor, because in this area they have lots of harbors. What's a harbor?
It's like a dock where ships can like load up and.
Exactly. So it's a little area of water where it's very calm. Like out in the ocean, the water cannot be, sometimes it's not calm, it's kind of rough. But this area is very calm, and the ships will come in and dock, and they'll bring in like their goods that they might have. Why?
Like, Brooklyn, do you know what a canal is? Yes, I know what it is.
Good. So in this area, who can remember what it is like in these states? They have harbors. We don't have harbors in our area. What else do they have? Louis, what else do they have?
Hurricanes.
No, it didn't say, they could, but it didn't say that they did.
Oh, I know. Tornado.
It didn't say that.
Thunderstorm.
What did this say? If you were listening, what did it say? Is Wyatt the only one listening? This next card, I want everybody listening. Wyatt, what were some other things it has?
It can't grow crops because it's too rocky.
It's rocky. Good job. You are listening. It's really rocky there. And so they can't grow crops. Raylan, thank you for listening.
Like maple.
Yeah. They make maple syrup from their maple trees there. Good job.
And I'm pretty sure it said people go to that region to see the trees change.
You are right. People love to go to visit this area because they have beautiful trees in the fall. They change colors. Good job, Raylan. Thanks for listening. How about Addie, last one?
Is that red one a maple tree?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they also have valleys
And there's one in the
and very, very, very tall trees. Okay? So this is one of the regions. Who remembers how many regions there are in the United States? Kaden? 7. Good job, Kaden. All right, let's go on to the next one. Ooh, this is underneath the New England states, and this is called the Mid-Atlantic states. Look how beautiful that looks. Isn't that beautiful?
Look at that beach.
Okay. All right, we're going to listen to the card, and I want you to be listening to what is this region like, because I'm going to call on some of you that haven't been called on yet.
The Middle Atlantic region stretches along the Atlantic Ocean. There are beautiful beaches, high mountains, farms, and wilderness areas here. There are large cities and small towns. Many harbors make this region an important place for ships. New York City has the busiest harbor. It is also the largest city in the country. More people live in New York City than in any other city in the United States. Factories in and around cities, such as Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, make many goods such as steel. Coal mining is important in the western part of the region. Farms can be found on many hillsides. The Southeast region has many beaches along the Atlantic Ocean and the Gulf of Mexico. The weather doesn't get too cold, so people visit the area in the winter. The warm weather is important for farming. Rice and cotton were once important farm crops. Peanuts and peaches also grow well in this region. Florida grows many of the oranges, lemons, grapefruit, and avocados that we eat.
All right, so this card actually talked about the two regions. It talked about the Mid-Atlantic, and then it also talked about the southern states. So it talked about the two. So who can tell me, let's start with the Mid-Atlantic states. What are those like? Louis, what did they say about these?
They're smaller states and bigger states.
They have small towns and large cities, right?
Large cities.
Good. So they have both small towns and large cities. Good job, Louis. And they also have the biggest city of the United States. What city is that, everybody?
New York.
Yep, New York City is right over here. So that's the biggest city. What else do they have, Wyatt?
New York has the busiest harbor.
It does. Good job. It has the busiest harbor in New York. Good job. Now, they have beautiful beaches, they have high mountains, farms, and wilderness. Now, let's talk about the southern states. Who can remember the southern states? What are those states like? What are those states like? Eden?
It has beaches too.
Louis? She did not grab her. Just worry about you. She already took his lead. Just worry about you. Hayden, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Does it have beaches?
Yeah, look at this beach right here.
Yeah,
So,
that's huge.
isn't that huge and beautiful?
I want to go there.
So in this region, they have many beaches along the Atlantic Ocean and the Gulf of Mexico. So here's the Atlantic Ocean and the Gulf of Mexico. So there's lots and lots of beaches. And the weather doesn't get too cold in the winter, so a lot of people go down there. What do you call that when they go down there? We learned that in science. Who remembers that word? It starts with the M. Birds do this.
Migrate.
Everybody?
Migrate.
Migrate. Good. So people will migrate. They will go south they'll go down to these southern states in the winter because it's warm.
Kinsley also said
Okay.
migrate first.
Wyatt.
So this goes to so Kaden, you know how you said you wanted to move to like Florida? Well, I'm gonna go
Just hit, oh.
You would not like to go there. You know why? There's an ocean right by there, and there's a possibility there could be a hurricane or floods.
Both, right? There's the possibility. Ingrid.
I think that there was like a barn or something.
Yes. What kind of farms do they have? They don't have corn and beans like we do up here. What do they grow down here that's very cool and unique? Louis? You forgot? You have something else to share? Okay.
And hurricane happen there.
They do. Hurricanes happen
A
here.
lot.
Yep. Wyatt, do you remember what they grow?
Wheat.
Wheat.
5, right?
They grow rice, cotton, and peanuts. Do we even grow that up here in Minnesota?
No.
Nope, they have to, that's their crops that grow in their soil.
Grow wheat. Miss Murphy.
Yep. I think they said wheat too. And peaches, and oranges, and lemons, and grapefruit, and avocado.
And is that all what they eat?
And they grow that, they eat that down there too.
But they
You don't
send
eat
it
it.
here
Yeah, they
too.
said it here, yep.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Just like when we grow corn, we send it to other people around the world. We
My
just
dad
don't,
has like how many feet? He has like 6 feet.
right, so the crops we grow, we save some of the food for us,
So how many tens? Oh, you're supposed to, she just wrote, you're supposed to put.
but we also send it to other people too. Okay, last thing, Wyatt, and then we're gonna move on to the next
So
region.
you know, we grow food. Some of that goes to some we give to China, and then they give some back.
Definitely.
Some back to
Yep,
us.
we exchange it, we trade.
Like we're sharing.
Okay, our next region is where we live, the Midwestern states and the Rocky Mountain states. So Mrs. Murphy's gonna pause the video halfway. So the first part of the video is gonna talk about the Midwestern states. So listen to this one, okay?
Midwest region is mostly flat land in the middle of the country.
How many ones?
The Midwest is known for its rich soil. It is the most important farming area in our country.
100 ones.
Farms grow large amounts of produce such as corn, wheat, and other crops.
Like
Hot
200.
summers and heavy rainfalls help the crops grow.
Maybe 200.
There are many factories that make goods such as cars and machine parts in the Midwest. These factories are found in big cities such as Chicago, Illinois,
That
and
one's
Detroit,
only
Michigan.
30.
All right, this is where we live. What do they talk about? What is our region like? Briley?
And this one should be 400.
Addie? Wyatt?
This should be
We
0
grow
tens.
corn, wheat, soybeans, maybe a little bit of barley,
Yeah.
sunflowers.
Definitely. So the main thing we grow is corn, wheat, and beans, but then we also grow other crops too. Raylan,
254.
We have, like,
So you just have to switch
flatland.
these.
flat land. We should have put that on our region. Our region is very flat. Good job.
Put it on.
We
So
should.
200.
Ellie,
So 20.
It doesn't say it on there, but
So wait, 200.
it's grow.
right? Definitely. We have like lots of animals and livestock.
And 4.
Good. Lewis.
500.
And some of them, why did I get it the right way? A little bit hilly,
A little bit, but it's mainly flat.
There you go.
but mainly.
Mainly flat. Okay, we do have factories. All right, now let's listen to the Rocky Mountain states. Are you
Last
set
one,
these?
girlfriend. Just circle
Tyson,
the
set
E.
these. The Rocky Mountain states.
Okay, you're all
The Rocky Mountain region lies west of the Midwest. It is named for the high Rocky Mountains which cut through it. The region includes many small towns and also large cities such as Denver, Colorado. Outside the cities, cattle and sheep graze on the grassy land. Farmers grow some crops in the region. Many tourists visit to enjoy the beauty of nature in this area. They like to ski on the snowy mountains.
All right, who can tell me what the Rocky Mountain states are like? Brooklyn, I know you can because you've been there because your dad lives there. Tell us what they're like, Brooklyn.
It's basically, it's not hot, it's not cold. It's basically in the middle, it doesn't get that freezing cold in Minnesota. Like when the snow, it's basically.
It's a nice, warm, snow, like cold snow, right? It doesn't get cold and freezing like in our area. Good. Wyatt.
There's a lot of blizzards and fog.
There could be. Hayden, yep.
And there is a lot of hills.
Hills. Hills and mountains. This Rocky Mountain states have lots of hills and mountains. Ellie.
The mountains are, yeah, some of the mountains are high.
Definitely.
Some of them are low.
Definitely. Yep. Raylan.
It's really, really rocky in some places.
Yes, the land is very rocky. Where at ours, we forgot to mention this, but our land is flat. But it also, we have really, really good soil. They call it rich soil because our soil can
Which
grow
one do you think
crops.
it is?
Some soils are not rich and you can't grow crops. This soil, you definitely can't grow it because it's all rocky. Brooklyn.
Like when it's not winter time out, it's really, really dry and
Okay.
it's like really dry and me and my dad we
this
go
one's
for walks with the
132,
dogs and
and this
we
one's
went on the mountains
230.
and we
This one's bigger.
hiking mountains and really
So you can hike, you can ski, that's something different that you can do there. John, last one for this little card.
the higher they are, the colder they are.
Right, the
They have
elevation.
less oxygen.
Definitely, they have higher elevation, so there's less oxygen, so sometimes it's maybe a little more difficult to breathe there too. All right, Addie, did you have your hand up? I didn't see you.
Yeah.
Okay, last one.
That's the bottom one,
Oh,
with
yep,
the
sorry, I moved it.
farm.
Yep,
Like at the gravel, like the road, it sort of looks like the gravel what I drive on.
does it?
Yeah, and plus the house looks like my house without the big barn.
Okay,
But I have two more.
looks very similar to yours. All right, last thing, Wyatt. Mount Rushmore is kind of in that area too, definitely. All right, now Mrs. Murphy is gonna look for some reason. I think I lost my last card. I will look for it. Let's listen to this one. We have the last two, the Pacific Coast states and the Southern states. All right, let's start with the Southern states.
The Southwest region
Or
spreads
Southwest.
over a wide area in the southwest part of the country. Many crops grow in huge fields. The region includes many cities. Phoenix and Tucson are two big cities in Arizona.
It's one, right?
There are many places of amazing natural beauty, such as the Grand Canyon and the Painted Desert. Thousands of people travel to visit these places each year. The Pacific Coast region borders the Pacific Ocean.
Okay, let's stop there. Who can tell Mrs. Murphy about the
501.
southwestern states?
50 cents. And how
What
many
is it like
hundreds?
there? Tyson?
Just 5. So erase your zeros.
What'd they say about those states?
Warm.
Warm, hot. Wyatt,
There's a lot of livestock and a lot of farming.
livestock, definitely.
So
And it's very rocky, like this is the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon goes through there, so it's very rocky and hot and sometimes dry. Ellie, yes, lots of people go to visit this region.
I blink.
Excellent. Okay, let's go on to the last region.
I have or has.
It has forests,
This is the
mountains,
Pacific.
and a beautiful ocean coastline. The scenic beauty and warm weather are enjoyed by many people. Farms in the many valleys in this region produce much of the country's produce.
And a capital
The region also has lots of timber and fish. Much business takes place in its large cities. These include San Diego and San Francisco in California. Another big, busy city in the Pacific Coast region is Seattle, Washington. The finding of gold more than 100 years ago caused many people to move to the Pacific Coast. New people have kept moving in ever since. Many now work in the computer business. Each region in our country is a great place to live. Where do you live?
300.
Okay, so Pacific Coast states. What are those states like? What is that region
This
like?
is right now.
Brooklyn?
You have to add a 1.
Keaton?
That kind of looks like Wyatt's aunt's painting.
Yeah, it kind of does,
How
doesn't
many
it?
10s?
Now that it's gone, but it did, yeah?
400.
You're right. So what is this region like? It doesn't look like Minnesota. What does it have that our state or region doesn't have? Kinsley? An ocean. It has lots of ocean coast. Not as many beaches like the southeastern states, but they do have some beaches.
Actually,
Wyatt?
there isn't any 10s and 400, is there?
North
Should be 0.
in California, there's been a lot of shark attacks.
Definitely. You have
So
that
0.
too. It says there's fishing. Where we are at, we can fish in our lakes, but we can't catch the big fish that they catch there. So there's fishing. They also said that a lot of people move there because of the gold. there was a gold rush. And so people moved there for the gold rush, and now they still work there with like computers. Okay, so this week we're gonna be learning about different regions and areas, but the one we're gonna talk about that's not even on here is Alaska. And so Alaska's gonna be a very special and cool place to learn about. Okay, all right, you guys set for